What up? What up? What up? Winslow Lee, we need your mailing address, buddy. I need you to send us your mailing address. We've got this sitting over here for you, Gary's donation for St. Jude. Before we get started, we raised another $2,796. Yeah. Here's my name. Order number August 8th, 2796 for St. Jude. So we added another 2796. That puts us at 18,154. That puts a smile on my face, baby. Puts a smile on my face. All right. No cards right now. Here's our total. Everybody who donated. Sean Barker did his 20% match again. Unbelievable. There's our list. All right. So let's get down to it. It's not gonna be a real long video, but it's one that I've kind of tap danced around because I want to help, but also sometimes you're a coward or you're afraid. You're worried about what everybody else will think. So you let that darkness win out and you don't say anything because you're just you don't want to be ridiculed or whatever. But at the end of the day, I think I probably would have never really gotten into real detail about it if it hadn't have been for the person who wants to remain anonymous who sent us the Purple Heart today. And it made me realize when I opened it, right away I knew what I was going to have to do. And for me, I don't think it's anything anybody really wants to talk about or your darkest hours or whatever, but I think it's important. I've gotten several messages this week. It's funny how things come together. God works in mysterious ways. I've had several people reach out to me this week about, thinking about ending it or whatever, hurting themselves and feeling like they don't have any value. And, I would share a little bit with them, like I do here. But again, I didn't want to get too far out there because, it's your personal life. And a lot of people, like I said, ride in the shadows, man. And heck, you just sometimes you don't want to embarrass your family or your kids or somebody who comes across this down the road. But at the end of the day, maybe it'll help one person. If it helps one person, it's probably worth the ridicule anyway. But before I get started about that, which y'all just have to bear with me, at times it'll be kind of crappy, and I apologize. The last couple of times we've been pretty heavy with emotions. This is supposed to be baseball cards, but in all honesty, this isn't baseball cards. This is a community we have, and the next video you see is going to be positive and busting packs and all that, but this is something that's been on my heart, and I just have been a coward. And it needs to be said. But to the person who was awarded the Purple Heart that thought, it'd be cool to display in our store, I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. People who fight for our country, are the best people that we have. It's the best we've got. And that's why I'm so angry when people disrespect the flag or are rude to the military. I'm willing to fight for it. Like if you want to go in a dark alley and get it on, well, that's what we'll do. I think the military is the real deal. My grandfather fought in World War II. My dad was in Vietnam. The military is the best of the best, and like stuff like this shows it. Don't see any piece of shit sending anybody something nice like that they literally shed blood for. That's why I roll with the military. That's why it's important to me. But from the bottom of my heart, he didn't want his name out there. He doesn't want his story told. He wants us to have it, and he wants us to enjoy it. We explained to him profusely that if any of his family members ever want it, to let us know, and we'll get it back to him. It's very important to us. It's probably the coolest thing I've ever gotten because someone thought enough of you, and that's kind of comes full circle from what we're about to talk about in a minute. That's kind of heavy and sucks, but it's one of those things that when I opened it, within 2 or 3 minutes, I was like, oh man, I mean, I was so excited, but I knew it was God nudging me to stop being a coward. If this guy can be brave, so can you. And it kind of sucks sometimes, but it is what it is. You got to stand up, man. Darkness isn't going to stop, man. They're going to keep pounding away at people. So some of us have to stand up, even though it sucks. But anyway, to him, to everybody out there fight for our country, there's a lot of us out here that truly love you and appreciate you, and wish we could celebrate every stinking day how badass y'all are. We truly appreciate it. Stay jet flying, always be dragon. Know the Grand Slam motherfucking nation is with you, son. The red, white, and blue. God bless America. Let's go. All right. Freedom isn't free. All right, here we go. Let's just get, I'll do the best I can. I'm, like I said, I don't have anything prepared, but I'd rather just go ahead and get it out there. So I know for a fact there's people out there that watch this show that don't even collect cards, but they struggle, with either mental illness or, thoughts of harming themselves. And back in 2010, that's exactly what I wanted to do. I was 33. And the economy had kind of went downhill. I was in real estate. I didn't like my job. I didn't like who I was. I was gambling a lot. I was gambling, I was having a hard time paying my part of the bills. My wife's never been a fuck up like I have. Everything I tell you guys has to do with me. It has nothing to do with her or my kids. It has to do with me. And these are all things that were my own doing. It wasn't any bad luck. It was bad decisions. And there's a big difference between bad decisions and bad luck. These were all self-inflicted wounds that I had done to myself. But I had gambled a lot. I had been lazy. The gambling leaked over into just not being able to get up and go and work and be productive. And it got to the point where, like, I wouldn't even look in the mirror when I shaved. Like, I would look away, or if I brushed my teeth, I would look away. And you do that enough, and your mind starts playing tricks on you. Or now looking back with a clear mind, I see that your mind will play tricks on you, and you'll start thinking that you're not valuable or your family is better off without you. That's something that went through my head a lot. Your family is better off without you. And that's not true. My family is not better off without me now. It's just not true. It wasn't true then, but I didn't see that then, but that's what I thought. So there was a time in 2010 where I just thought about, killing myself. And I thought about it a great deal, actually, and spent a lot of time alone and kind of thinking it through, and realizing that, I needed some help. And what helped me was I went to Omar. First, I went to Omar because I was in a jam financially because I was a dumbass. So I went to Omar for that, and then I went to the doctor to get some help with my head. And it wasn't anything crazy that they did. It's not, anything wild. But, you spend that much time telling yourself that you're not valuable, you're a loser, people will be better off without you, you're a burden. You need some help. You need to reach out to someone. There's somebody that cares. If you need to reach out to somebody, reach out to us. Reach out to a family member. Do whatever you need to do. Pretty quickly, after having those thoughts and really considering it, and, I was able to just kind of reset. And things just changed. Like, I stopped doing a bunch of dumb shit after that. I don't know why. I think it's probably God, higher power. I just don't do that dumb shit anymore. I think it's kind of like putting your hand on the oven, the eye of the oven. You don't want to keep fucking burning your hand. So I just quit. But you just can't white knuckle it, guys. You just can't do it on your own. You need a little bit of help, man. That's okay. I needed help. But I find it ironic that 9 years ago, I felt that way about myself. And 9 years ago, if that had happened, my family would have cared, and that's about it. But now, look, I do have value. People do care about me. There's somebody that cares enough about me that sent me their Purple Heart. So as embarrassing as this is, it needs to be said, man. So when I'm just saying, oh man, you hang in there, it's not just some hollow comment to sell baseball cards. It's because I've been there and I understand it, and you just never know. You grind it out one more day. Literally, if I died tomorrow from natural causes, I'll die a happy man. I got everything from feeling like I'm at the complete bottom 9 years ago. I feel like I'm at the top now. I don't need big fancy cars and all that stupid shit. I just needed to be able to look in the mirror while I shaved. I needed to be able to look in the mirror when I brushed my teeth. I needed to feel like I was being productive, that my children could be proud of me for the work that I put out there into the world. And all I needed was a little more time, man. All I needed was my father, to help a little bit, and somebody that has got some damn sense to get it straightened out for me. And, here we are 9 years later, the nation is dragging fucking nuts. And that's what we're going to do, man. So it's not some big, long story. It's just a painful one. It's one that nobody wants to talk about. It's embarrassing, of course. But, unfortunately, that's the way things are in life. The good things in life aren't easy. But for him to send that to me, I was like, you know what? You got to just tell him this cold, hard facts and the truth, and just let it out, man. And let people know, man, that it's going to be all right. It's going to be all right if you will do just like I said. Just be just like I did, man. Talk to somebody that actually cares, and go check out a doctor, man. I don't care if your credit score is 400. Go to the emergency room. Don't pay the fucking bill. Oh, it is what it is. I don't care. There's no reason. You got to keep breathing, man. If I hadn't kept breathing, man, nobody would even be here. We'd all be fucking, you guys would be doing something else that I feel like isn't as valuable as what we've done together as a group. We're going to raise $100,000 for St. Jude Hospital. We're going to make a difference. So one day at a time, keep grinding. That's really all I had to say. I didn't want to get it. Like I said, I didn't be a pussy and not tell you the truth after he sent me that. So that's my truth. It is what it is, from the bottom to the top. Hey, man, just always remember, man, there's a fine line between success and failure. And just because you're on the success side doesn't mean tomorrow you're going to be on the failure side, and vice versa. So be careful who you judge, and be careful about judging yourself too, because just because you feel like you're a failure today doesn't mean you're going to feel like a failure tomorrow. Other than that, man, I want y'all to have a great night. Like I said, always reach out to us if you need us. We got you. We ride or die. I'm going to take one more shot because I feel a lot better now getting that out and being free of it, man. It is what it is. Here we go. To the nation, man, for changing my life, man. For changing my freaking life. Whew. Y'all like about 237 Joey Vottos, son. Always be dragging, baby. Always be dragging. Deuces, let's go. Catch y'all later. If y'all need anything, holler at us. God bless America, baby. Pat Tillman. Deuces, let's go.